The city of Johannesburg says it's awaiting results of tests conducted on water samples following reports of contaminated water in Diepsloot, northwest of Johannesburg. And Pagad is expected to march in Eastridge, Mitchell's Plain on the Cape Flats to draw attention to the issue of drug abuse in the area. I'm Richard Brooks. The city of Johannesburg says it's awaiting results of tests conducted on water samples following reports of contaminated water in Diepsloot, northwest of Johannesburg. Joburg Water spokesperson Millicent Kwabe says initial tests conducted on Friday, when the contamination was first reported, came back negative. This means that there was no contamination or E. coli found in the water samples. She says more tests were conducted yesterday, results of which will be released this afternoon. Kwabe says people have heeded the call to avoid drinking contaminated water, and there haven't been any reported cases of people who have fallen sick so far. One person has been killed and 4 others injured after an accident involving 2 vehicles in Unitas Park in Vereniging on the Vaal. It's alleged that the 2 vehicles were travelling in the same direction, collided and overturned several times. Netcare 911's Jeff Wicks.
They collided, then veered from the road, rolling several times before coming to rest approximately 30 metres from the carriageway. One man had died as a result of injuries he sustained. Another was in a serious condition. Of the second vehicle, 2 people had sustained serious injuries, and a woman, heavily entrapped in the rear, was in a critical condition. All were treated and stabilised at the scene by medics and transported by ambulance to the Sebokeng State Hospital for further treatment.
The organisation People Against Gangsterism and Drugs, Pagad, is expected to march in Eastridge, Mitchell's Plain on the Cape Flats to draw attention to the issue of drug abuse in the area. Pagad spokesperson Ikshan Bester claims that children are being used as mules by the local drug dealers.
We've been approached by members of the community who has asked us to intervene because they've had numerous contact with police and nothing seems to be happening. The drug dealers in the area have roped in children from as young as 12 years old to act as mules for them. We've had parents, mothers coming to us crying.
And a memorial service has been held at the spot in the Atlantic Ocean where the cruise ship Titanic sank after hitting an iceberg exactly a century ago. A modern cruise ship has retraced the route of the Titanic's final voyage. Its passengers said prayers and listened in silence as the names of more than 1,500 people were read out, those who died when the Titanic went down. A relative of one of them, Jane Allen, said it made her realize what the passengers had gone through.
You're 400 miles minimum from anywhere. It's just so unearthly quiet. And then you look down over the side of the ship and you realise that every man and every woman who wasn't fortunate enough to get into a lifeboat had to make that decision of when to jump or to stay with the ship until the lights went out. And when the lights went out, it must have been horrendous. We've witnessed that